Hi guys, welcome to Now TV Canada. I had to mess around with the new computer for a few minutes to figure out how to split the camera so I can read what's on the screen over here and not have the camera shut off on me. I had to started a whole segment already and then I had to end it. Well, it ended when I put it down there to minimize. So here it is. The piece that I was talking about. I'm going to try and stretch this out a little bit more so I can just scroll down, hopefully, to read. I miss my HP. I'm officially an HP ambassador. Okay, so this is what I wrote today, January 12th, 2016. 17,546,697 people voted. How many were Canadians, not just people who have the right to vote? Only 4,133,378 voted for Justin Trudeau. Again, how many were Canadian? There's approximately 35.7 million citizens in Canada, all of whom are not Canadian. Being Canadian has to do with the 200-year history of the families who built this country. It is also a soul thing. The voice of Canadians truly is not being heard anymore. The actual number of voters missing would then make the small number who voted in Justin a dictatorship. The country itself is in an uprising. How many of those 4,133,378 voters did Justin meet or shake hands with? This is what the devil does. But the kindness of people are too blind to see. What is illegal in most of the world is legal in the Middle East. If he can have enough of his people living in different countries with the right to vote, then he can tip the scale in his direction. Then we have chaos and anarchy. No more law and order, no more peace. God is love. You can feel that by the people you look at and stand beside and walk by every day. The truth of that is in its testimony, right there. It's time for Parliament to be dissolved. It's time I see the Queen so I can speak with her about the future of the Canadians in a country no longer Canada. As long as the Bible is the book used to swear in members of Parliament and other important government jobs, legalizing pot and holding down those jobs cannot happen because God, Jehovah, Psalm 83:18 in your King James Bible, God is not a hypocrite. Nobody in 200 years in all the world that uses the Bible to run its country has ever been paid to do drugs while holding their positions. And as long as I, Lady Jennifer, am one of the Canadians who takes part in the 200 years of family history of people who helped make Canada, then no member of Parliament, no one senator or any other constituent will ever get to smoke weed while attempting to do their job. Hi. See, in the Middle East and other places, Mexico and stuff, the police officers don't care. They'll do drugs and kill people or do drugs and use guns and try to do some crime solving of some kind. It's their way. And if we do that, then those people can't be stopped from being cops in our country and living like they're in their country, which coming over here would be redundant then. Why come over here if all you want to do is what you were doing when you were back home in your own country? It doesn't make sense to do that because then you spread the problem and you've brought it over here from where you just left because all of that was a problem. It only takes a little bit of common sense to figure this out, people. A little bit of thinking. This is why there are terms like British High Commission. This is why there are formalities such as coronations, where after the Queen coronates me in subject to her, she can then put me to work for her in such position as she sees fit. The longer Canadians of position who can help me reach Queen Elizabeth do not help me so I can have my coronation, keep me from meeting her, the more pissed she's going to be. Justin has had 2 months to reply to my initial email. Are you going to be a part of the problem or the solution? I will not have 4,133,378 voters, many of which are probably not Canadian and not white, or of European descent, rather, tell me that my 19-year-old can disobey me and the moral boundaries I'm trying to teach her. You will not tell my 19-year-old that it's okay for her to smoke weed or for someone's family to light up around my 6-year-old. It is my job as their mother to instill good moral boundaries in my children. Not strangers, not politics or politicians or people trying to pay themselves to commit crimes in a country I've spent my life benefiting from by living in a country that has rules, laws, and boundaries. The point of being a politician, cop, and security professional is that the people doing the jobs have higher moral boundaries than the rest of society in order to do the job. I saw this nice police officer on Parliament Hill the other day. Oh, sweet. Cute, too. Come from Saskatchewan. Wet behind the ears. Squeaky clean. And you look at him and you see that he's a good cop, police officer, because he has the soul and the structure of a person, of a higher moral brigade, a higher moral order, that he knows what it means to be what he is and that he wants to be that. If we make drugs legal, any drug, then he no longer has a job to do. He will no longer know how to do that job because we'll be telling his mind, we'll be trying to recondition his thought process and explain to him, oh no, that's a mistake. It's okay to do this. It's all right to be in your cop car and slam back a $5 joint and see those guys running across the street while you're looking at the lights all blurred because you're high. Oh, isn't that neat? I should chase those guys. I should go after them. I can't. I'm too high. His sweetness tilts. His mind alters. His inability to do his job, his hands are tied because even if he never touched drugs, and he's still a cop, he can no longer be a cop because he can't do his job as a cop because we've said as a society, or some of you have said, that it's okay for people to walk down the street smoking spliffs, and it's okay for people to drive cars with 7-year-olds while high. Instead of saying we need to make things tougher on the law, make changes like if you get caught smoking marijuana, you'll lose your driver's license. If you get caught smoking marijuana with a child in the car, whether yours or somebody you know or in your family, you will get time in prison. The child can be removed from that family's household and care altogether. You know the commercial, this is your brain on drugs, eggs frying in the pan? That is literally what happens to the brain when we do all of these drugs. In different areas of the brain, there's different altercations occurring. And we like that feeling. It feels good. We want to do more of that. But it's damaging our brain in order to give us that euphoria. I don't know when I got into a world where society decided to dumb itself down. Oh, we're too smart. We have IQs that are too high. Let's burn a few brain cells. We have some to spare. Oh, and we have lives that we can take. There's lives that we can afford to lose experiencing this euphoria. I didn't say that people that do drugs should be considered criminals or be given criminal charges, but there are other sources of solutions. De-criminalizing. So that the people that are killing people to serve us that euphoria can go to prison. It's just one alternative. But as long as I'm alive and my children are in this country, nobody is going to sit in that building on the top of the hill in this country being allowed to do any kind of drug and telling my kids that they can follow their lead, that it's okay for them to grow up to do the same. But after I've left this country and my kids have been removed from this country, Jehovah God, the Bible we use to run our business with, our government offices, can do what he wants to this place and the people in it. But that is what dissolving Parliament means. That's what it's about. So that I can meet with the Queen, so we can talk about what we can do to fix the structure of what we've loved And we have reserved and protected and defended all this time. The 200 years we've spent to build this perfect country. And see what we can do to maintain that. Or change the things that need changing. So we can improve things. A drug's a drug. Just because something feels good doesn't make it right. Those are my closing words. Think about it. Lady Jennifer here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Peace out. Now TV.